Heads.
Tails. Heads or tails? Ready?
Tails it is.
Where's Joe's on there?
Eliminated.
Oh shit.
First game is gonna be TST versus WB playoffs.
That's what I'm saying though, like after there's gonna be 3 teams that pass.
How many teams were there? We don't even get to play?
The only team that got eliminated.
Let's go, boy. Let's go. Second round. Ready, dodgeball. Luis, step over the line, you're out. Come on, he won't go. Switch side. Rona, why does it have to be a hard shot? Back up. Big catch.
Everybody eats. What do we got on the menu right now? It's cheat day.
It's his, I'm just holding it for
Okay. The boys, hell of a run. How was it?
It was fun.
Fun? You guys both got hit in the face, huh?
Mike, you call it. On the wall. Dodgeball.
Grand final.
But now, line. Black shirt. Line, black hat.
Hey, got him. You dropped it. Hey, he caught it.
Yeah, he's out.
Got him right there.
CJ, come on, bro.
Hey, you're out.
Fuera.
Ready, dodgeball. Hey, be moving, come on, hit him. Throw.
Got him. Let's see it, Mando.
Yeah.
Got him right there. Good shit.
I got the 20s.
Destroy team chemistry. JJ, that's a wrap on the second 2022 dodgeball. How we doing?
It was a fun turnout, good turnout. Thanks for coming out. Be ready for the next one because it's gonna get better each time we do it. We might even make a league out of it. I need to talk to the boys and everybody else. Might make a league out of it, so be ready.
All right. Y'all heard it here first.
Think
Thank
about
you
that
guys.
shit. We could do a league.
And then I am actually going to check back in with you guys tomorrow because I am tired and I need a second to relax, and I'm going to sleep like 12 hours tonight. But tomorrow, I'm going to teach you guys how to do your macros. But for you guys, it's going to seem like 1 second. You ready? We're going to go 12 hours into the future. Well, actually, probably about 16 hours into the future in 3, 2, 1. It's Wednesday, right, Mike? What are we teaching them today?
Core and cardio today.
Macros. What are we teaching them today, Alex?
Butter kick and plate weighted.
Oh, you heard it. All right. All right, guys. So as promised, I am going to teach each and every single one of you of how to calculate your macros to literally like the best starting point you possibly could. So basically, we're going to go over macros and what they are, what they consist of, and how they work. So first question. So what is a macro? What is a macronutrient and what do they do? Basically, the macronutrients are the three main components, the main compounds that the body needs to survive and maintain structure and overall health, right? So our three most important nutrients are going to be our macronutrients. It doesn't mean that micronutrients aren't important, and we'll talk about that at the very end, but we're focusing on macros today and what a macro is. So basically, I like to tell people that calories control your weight. Calories in, calories out. You're in a deficit, you'll lose weight. You're in a surplus, you'll gain weight. That's your calorie section right here. Midsection is going to be your macros. Your macros control your physique, the way that the weight is coming off of your body or going onto your body. LBs, actual physique. Micronutrients are the way that you feel. If you're not getting all your micronutrients, you're not digesting all your protein, you're not getting all the fibers taken in correctly, your hormones aren't working right, your hormones are all out of whack, your organs aren't functioning correctly. So micros are just as important as macros. However, we are focusing on macros today. So first and foremost, of course, the most important macro in my opinion, protein. We're starting with protein. Protein is not only a huge contributor and one of the only contributors to building new muscle fiber, like literally the amino acids inside of a protein molecule attach to your muscle and build back broken down muscle fibers that you're breaking in your workouts. Protein is the way you build your muscles. If you're not getting sufficient protein, then you will not grow muscle. So that leads us to our next question. How much protein should I take? And also, is there other benefits to protein outside of just building muscle? So like if it's just muscle and you don't want muscle, then why am I eating protein, right? Well, here's the kicker for that. It also keeps you lean. It keeps your metabolism firing. It stimulates the thermogenic effect of foods. Protein takes much more calories for your body to digest than any other macro. Therefore, protein will speed up your metabolism over time. With a high intake of protein, your body will have its most efficient basal metabolic rate. Super, 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 super important that you get protein in. Literally, this is the reason why you find women who are eating 1,200 calories for 5 years and not dropping a single pound. Your basal metabolic rate is shot, dude. You gotta speed up that metabolism and start eating some motherfucking food. So when that nutritionist is telling you you're not eating enough, he probably means it, or hopefully they're telling you that and not trying to cut you down even more calories. So how much protein should I have? Well, luckily for you, I have an equation. So an extremely simple way to calculate your protein intake if you are not morbidly obese or other health issues or underlying diseases or taking medications or anything like that. There's a lot that plays into this, guys. Know that this is general information, but I assure you that if you're not doing something like this, it'll make a massive difference for you. But if you are on medications and stuff, make sure you seek a nutritionist or a doctor. But with that being said, it is simple. Women equal body weight times 0.75. That's how many grams of protein you should have. Men equal body weight times 1.25. A female X who is 130 pounds, that equals 97.5 grams of protein. You always give women a range of 10 to 15 grams. So for this person, 95 to 105 grams of protein a day, done. Same thing applies for male X, 190 pounds, we multiplied that by 1.25, 237 grams. I like to give men a wider range, somewhere between 20 to 30 gram range, 220 to 240 grams a day. Anybody who tells you this is baloney and you can eat as much protein as you want, they are full of shit. Your body can only process, like, the average person can process somewhere between 22 to 28 grams of protein in an hour. All those protein shakes you guys know of with claiming 40 grams of protein, 33 grams of protein, 35 grams of protein, nonsense, guys. You're not even fucking using it. Okay, so stop spending money on stuff like that. Let's talk about carbs. right? And then next up, we have carbohydrates. They're a little bit more complex than the protein, not quite as simple as of a formula, but I do have one for you guys, and it'll work very well for the early starts if you are just getting into macros. Carbohydrates break up into 3 categories: starch, sugars, and fiber, okay? And they're all treated differently, and they should be treated differently, and the way that you intake them should be treated differently. Obviously, sugars keep relatively low. Artificial sugar especially. Natural occurring sugars are not necessarily bad for you. They kick up gliadine production. They help with a lot of different things. But really, you should stick to only natural occurring sugars, fruits, things like that. It's not to say that you can't have like a nice dessert with some artificial sugar once in a while, but you definitely want to keep this part of the carbohydrate intake to a minimum. You really want to focus on starch and fiber. I always say just shoot for a 50-50, dude. If you're getting 50% of your carbs from starches and 50% of your carbs from fiber, you're doing fantastic, and that's all you need to worry about. But you don't want to go any higher than about 70-30. So 70% of your carbs being starch and 30% of carbs being fiber, I would say is about as low as you want to go on the fiber side of it. Because keep in mind, again, guys, the fiber is so freaking important to the way you're digesting foods. If you don't have proper fiber intake, then you're wasting your time with all of this anyway, man. You got to get your fiber. Your body won't synthesize protein. Your body won't digest macros. It's not going to happen without the fiber, so you got to get that, okay? I like to say carbs is your energy. It's your body's preferred source of energy. It stores it as energy and literally wants to use that as energy any chance that it possibly can. So do not do keto. That shit is for the birds, people. Your body needs that preferred source of energy, and when you have that, I'm telling you, if you haven't had it in a long time, you'll notice a difference immediately. Now, keep in mind also though, carbs are your worst enemy and your best friend. That's where this whole like big keto idea came from, just from people spouting out nonsense as far as like they really keyed in on the fact that carbs can cause a problem, and they can if you eat too many of them, but they can also cause a problem if you eat too little of them. Too much, hyperglycemia. Super risky, literally like can cause all sorts of health problems as well as like different hormonal issues and a lot of crazy stuff, okay? So too much is too many, you gotta be careful. Too little equals hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is those people that you see who are just exhausted all the fucking time, and 90% of them are keto people. Like your body, you need carbs, dude. Like if you don't have starch carbohydrates to produce energy out, you're probably not gonna get very far. Men and women are always treated differently with macros, keep that in mind. This one is a little bit more complex. It's gonna be body weight divided by 2, multiplied by level of activity, minus 25 for men. For women, it's gonna be body weight divided by 2, multiplied by activity, minus 40, okay? Activity chart is simple. 0 workouts a week, 1.5. 1 equals 2. 2 equals 2.5. 3 equals 3. 4 equals 3.5. And 5 equals 4. These all have to be close to, I mean, you really don't want to work out for any less than about 35 to 40 minutes, but it really just depends on intensity. I mean, you could do a 20-minute workout and kick your ass compared to someone who's here for 2 hours not doing anything and talking to people. So it's hard to say exactly where you fall on this activity chart. Just do your very best, and keep in mind, guys, that after you do these equations, this will be the trial and error macro, guys. So when you're doing your carbs, those you can change week in and week out by slight amounts. So like if you're feeling low energy, raise your carbs. If you feel like you're gaining weight again, drop your carbs a little bit. It's not to say that carbs are gonna be the only thing that's determining whether you're gaining or losing weight, but I can tell you that if you see spikes in weight or something like that, there's a good chance that you're eating too many carbs. You will have to look into it and find out, or come find myself. I also have an online program in case you guys need help, just saying. But you guys will kind of figure out where you're at in there. Trial and error will let you know where your carbohydrate should be at, what weight you're at, because also keep in mind as you're losing weight, your macronutrient needs vary, okay? But there's your equation for carbs. So that leaves us with fats. Let's talk about fats. All right, guys, so fats, there's also a few different kinds. We got saturated, monosaturated, polyunsaturated. They are different. There's other fats as well. These are the 3 main key components, and they'll explain everything you need to hear just through these 3. Saturated, bad. That's gonna be the stuff that's in like shelf life foods, food that needs preservatives. It's also in your fast food. It's gonna be in basically anything that you've been taught was unhealthy at this point in your life. Fast food, fried food, that type of shit. I can almost guarantee you it has saturated fats in it. Monosaturated and polysaturated and just so you know, saturated fats, there's no reason why you can't keep that to a 0. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and tell you that I keep it to a 0. I eat fast food sometimes, everybody does it. It's not a big deal, but I can tell you that keeping those to a minimum will change your life. And it's also how people end up morbidly obese, by eating a ton of saturated fats. That will slow down your metabolism worse than anything. It'll also kill your cholesterol numbers, so be very careful. There's a lot of people who die every single day because they eat too many saturated fats. Watch out for those. Monosaturated, polyunsaturated, those are your healthy fats. Those are going to retain to your olives, your seeds, your oils, your olive oil, your canola oil, not all oils. It's going to apply to your nuts, your milk, all healthy fats are going to be usually contained within monosaturated and polysaturated, okay? So the question then becomes, hi Taylor Gregory, the question then becomes, how much fat should I have? Okay, it's a pretty simple answer for fat, but it's not super simple to calculate. So I will tell you that it should be about 20 to 25% of your daily intake for men and women. Women should be closer to the 25, men should be closer to the 20. But if you're in that range, you're doing just fine, and you should be, as long as you're eating healthy fats, you should be getting all the fats you need for your hormonal function, for your metabolism to continue firing, and also to make sure that you have the storage places for energy when you're eating these glycogen molecules or these carbohydrate molecules, and they're needing places to be stored for energy. If you don't have fat on your body, you're going to be just as low energy as if you're not eating carbs. So they go hand in hand. Make sure it's about 20 to 25% of your daily intake. In order to calculate your fat, you just simply have to calculate your protein and carbs first. So protein total plus carb total. We're going to multiply that number by 4. We're going to divide that number by 3. We're going to divide that 653.3 by 9. If you are a man, you're going to subtract 10 from that total. If you are a woman, you're going to subtract 5. So do not, and I repeat, do not pay somebody to calculate your macros for you. You can do it yourself, okay? Do some research. Find out a little more information on what a protein is. Find out a little more information on what a carb is and what a fat is. And then also, guys, like, I know I put a lot of emphasis on macros within my own nutrition program, and I'll teach you how to hit them and everything else. But do not forget about macros. If I'm drawing meal plans for people, I assure you that their macros are taken care of. But if you're out there and you're trying to draw up these macros and your entire intake throughout the day is only focused on protein, carbs, and fat, reassess and make sure you're eating fruits, veggies, eating the good stuff, because you can hit, this is gonna be the end of the video, so listen and listen very clearly. You can hit good macros and still be very unhealthy, okay? You could look great and still be very unhealthy. There is a balance, people. Look up micronutrients, look up macronutrients. I just showed you everything you need to know to calculate your own macros. Find out which micros you need, or take a motherfucking multivitamin. You can do it yourself, people, okay? So do the research, find out what you need to do, or come to somebody like me. You can learn everything you need to know with me for like 3 months, guys. That's all it takes. You'll never need someone like me again. Either way, if you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. I do this 120 hours a week. This is what I love to do. Otherwise, do your research. Find things that work for you. I love you all so very much. We got some very exciting stuff coming for this gym here very soon that we're going to announce in the next video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace. Bye-bye.